Good evening. My name is Barry Beasley, and I proudly serve as the CEO of the Heritage Foundation. As I reflect on this past year, I'm honored to serve the foundation and lead the important work in preserving the places and stories that really matter to our community. I'm so glad you're here to reflect and to celebrate with us. It's been an unprecedented time in history, and we know that recent months have been challenging for everyone. This past year, we've all been part of making history. We hope this meeting will be inspiring and uplifting, reflect the strength and resiliency of our community, and provide hope for what is to come in the days ahead. At this time, we will present the 2020 Preservation Awards presented by Heritage Foundation's Director of Preservation, Dr. Blake Wintry.
Thank you, Barry. I am proud to recognize the best of the best in historic preservation across our county this evening. The first award is for excellence in infill in historic district, which recognizes new construction that complements the historic character of surrounding buildings. So our winner tonight is Renaissance Bank in downtown historic Franklin, architect Cyril Stewart. The new Renaissance Bank in downtown Franklin sits along a row of historic commercial buildings on Columbia Avenue. The bank replaces the non-contributing Delta Express gas station with a solid exterior and functional interior, continues the rhythm of the historic buildings on the east side of Columbia. The Preservation Through Rehabilitation Award is for projects that retain a significant historic fabric but do not attempt to restore a structure to an earlier appearance. We would like to recognize, with an honorable mention, the historic Fifth Square. Church Street Associates at 906 Studio transformed the former Methodist School building and Fellowship Hall from a mixed mid-century style to a classical facade fitting for downtown Franklin. So 906 Studio, please come up. Tonight's winner for Rehabilitation Award goes to Puckets of Leapers Fork, owners Rob and Chanel Robinson. In the spring of 2012, Rob and Chanel Robinson, owners of Puckets of Leapers Fork, were faced with the closure of the restaurant and grocery store that has served the community since 1953. The Robinsons rose to the occasion to fix a complicated wastewater issue and to remodel and expand the store in a way that retains the authenticity of the National Register structure. So if Rob and Chanel can come out. The Craftsperson Award recognizes high-quality work that demonstrates an understanding of the principles and practice of preservation techniques on a specific project. Tonight we recognize Cornerstone Presbyterian Church and Dennis Harmon of Emmanuel Stained Glass Studio of Nashville. Cornerstone Presbyterian contracted with Emmanuel Stained Glass Studio to restore the original stained glass in the 1890s church. The project initially began with 4 windows, but soon expanded to all the church's historic glass. Dennis Harmon of Emmanuel's Stained Glass Studio removed each of the windows and carefully restored and installed each window, preserving them for future generations. If the representatives could come out. The Preservation Through Restoration Award is for those in which a primary goal is to return a structure to a documented earlier appearance. We'd like to recognize Vanderbilt Legends Club with an honorable mention for the restoration of the circa 1798 David McEwen House on the club's grounds. The single-pin log cabin is now stabilized and a showcase for the club. We're going to have representatives from Legends. We are pleased to present the Preservation Through Restoration Award to the City of Brentwood for the restoration of the slave dwellings at Ravenswood Mansion. Since the City of Brentwood acquired the Ravenswood Mansion in 2010, the city has seen their role as a custodian of history. That history includes 2 dwellings for enslaved laborers and the dark history of slavery on the property. In 2019, the city budgeted for the restoration of the 2 small brick dwellings. The city oversaw a careful and expert restoration by Midwest Maintenance of Ohio to clean and repoint exterior brick, as well as remove non-original doors and other modern elements. Ravenswood is open to the public with guided tours at select times. These restored slave dwellings will be an important reminder of the full story in this public space. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake, and congratulations to our 2020 Preservation Award winners. I would now like to introduce David Garrett, President of the Heritage Foundation's Board of Directors, to present the Mary Pierce Legacy Award.
Good evening. The Legacy Award was created to recognize individuals whose body of work with the Heritage Foundation has created a lasting legacy. Previous recipients include Rudy Jordan, Calvin and Marilyn Lehue, and Ed Silva. This year's recipient has created a legacy of service, of philanthropy, and also of making our community just a bit more colorful. She served a total of 18 years as a member of our Heritage Foundation board and has volunteered faithfully at our office since 1988. In fact, she started when our offices were at the old post office. She said everyone came through there every Tuesday. It was sort of like the Silk Road of Franklin. And she is the reason we're here in the Franklin Theater. Without her, we wouldn't have a theater. She also shares her name on the Heritage Foundation office with her great friends, the Lehues, and she's given a major gift that will allow the restoration of the Lee Buckner School at Franklin Grove. Of course, I must also mention all of her service on countless boards of other organizations and her generosity with so many other organizations. Lastly, our recipient is known for her signature tie-dye ensembles. In fact, the 45th Annual Heritage Ball that she chaired was described as drenched in color with its elegant interpretation of tie-dye. I'm so happy to honor this year's Legacy Award winner, the angel of the Franklin Theater, and frankly, of the entire Heritage Foundation, Emily McGinn.
I am now in my 23rd year volunteering at the Heritage Foundation, and I have worked with and gotten to know the many people that staffed it and the legion of folks who have given of their time and monies. During these years, I have been able to work on projects that have benefited and enriched our town in so many ways. I am proud of these accomplishments, but even prouder of the community involvement that has ensued. I accept this Mary Pierce Legacy Award not only for my part in these incredible successes, but on behalf of the myriad of people that made them succeed. I may have made the initial start or ended a project with a boost, but it has always been the aid of the community that has made it possible for its completion. Thank you, one and all, for your belief and help in saving what matters. The Heritage Foundation is ever working for the community.
Congratulations, Emily. That is so well deserved, and tonight we celebrate with Emily. Over the next few moments, we will be recognizing some amazing milestones of the Heritage Foundation over the past year. As a half-century-old organization, we work daily to save the places and the stories that matter in Williamson County and to connect our community with its historical heritage. I believe so much of the Foundation's success is due to the outstanding group of thought leaders who volunteer their time and their expertise to serve on our board. I'd like to welcome David Garrett back for our 2020-2021 Heritage Foundation Board update.
I'm pleased to announce returning board members for 2021. They include Tyler Borders, Brian Doschel, Stephanie Farmer, Tracy Frist, David Garrett, Kay Heller, David Hopkins, Ann Johnson, Chris Knopf, Jeff Ledbetter, Sandra Morris, Jennifer Parker, Ellen Smith, and Nancy Smith. Thank you for all your outstanding and your continued service. I also want to recognize the 10 outgoing board members. They include Danny Anderson, Lisa Campbell, Sean Carroll, Pam Chandler, Josh Denton, Adam Dietrich, Donna Douglas, Emily McGidd, Cassie Jones, and also our outgoing Young Leadership Council intern, Kyle Kilgore. We appreciate these individuals' years of service as well as the significant amount of time and talent that they have given to the Heritage Foundation. We're now going to enter the business portion of this meeting. Each year, a nominating committee is appointed and makes recommendations for our new board members and the slate of officers for the coming year. The Heritage Foundation Board has voted to approve these individuals and the slate of officers and recommends both of these for approval at this annual meeting. New board members serve a term of 3 years. The 7 nominees for new members of the Heritage Foundation Board of Williamson County are as follows. Jackie Alexandra, a true philanthropist and longtime supporter of the Heritage Foundation, along with her husband, Barry. Sydney Ball, Vice President of Business Development for NFP Executive Benefits and the new chair for the Foundation's Next Generation Advisory Board. Stephanie Fletcher, Vice President of Private Wealth Management with Alliance Bernstein, a global asset management and research firm that has recently opened offices in Nashville. William C. Scales, Jr., a successful litigation attorney with GSRM, a corporate partner with the Heritage Foundation. Dr. Alan Seals, a notable Franklin neurosurgeon who works with Vanderbilt University Medical Center and serves as Chief Medical Director for the NFL. Susan Whitaker, former Tennessee Commissioner of Tourism who served under the terms of 2 state governors. Shay Wood, Vice President and SBA Product Specialist with First Horizon, one of the Heritage Foundation's longest-running corporate sponsors. And Ben W. Wheeler, who's the incoming Young Leadership Council intern who works with First Horizons. Next, we need to confirm the slate of officers for 2020-21. They are as follows. David Garrett, President. Tyler Borders, Vice President of Marketing and Membership. Brian Doschel, Vice President of the Downtown Franklin Association and the Main Street Program. Stephanie Farmer, Secretary. David Hopkins, Vice President of Development and Sponsorship. Chris Knopf, Vice President of Finance. Sandra Morris, Vice President of Franklin Grove. Jennifer Parker, Vice President of the Franklin Theater. Ellen Smith, Vice President of Preservation and Education. and Nancy Smith, Vice President of Events. We already have a motion to accept the incoming board members and slate of officers, so we're going to be voting a little different this year through an online voting survey. In a few minutes, please pause your video and go place your vote. You see the email, the website on your screen. In addition, we are sending to Heritage Foundation members an email that will give you this link. You have 10 minutes in which to vote, and then the voting will be closed. We will announce the confirmed 2020 and 2021 board members in the upcoming Heritage Foundation e-newsletter. Once you voted, come back and hit play again on the video. Thank you for voting, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
At this time, I would like to welcome Meg Hershey, our Chief Operating Officer, to recognize two of our foundation member groups.
Thank you, Barry. I would like to recognize our Heritage Foundation Next Gen membership group. The mission of Next Gen is to engage young professional community members in the mission of the Heritage Foundation through education, preservation of places that matter, and furthering a sense of community. We believe these leaders represent the future of historic preservation in our community and applaud their dedication. Our returning Next Gen Advisory Board members include Sydney Ball, who will serve as chair, Laura Stendell, who will serve as vice chair, Lindsay Curtis, Holly Alsip, Trip King, and Chase Harper. We also want to recognize and thank Next Gen Advisory Board member Adam Dietrich, who has most recently served as chair. Adam, we are so thankful for your contribution to the organization. I would also like to recognize our second member group, and perhaps some of our most excited, creative, and energetic supporters of historic preservation, the Junior Heritage Foundation. In its second year, the mission of the Junior Heritage Foundation is to introduce students ages 12 to 18 to Heritage Foundation projects and other preservation initiatives around the county, as well as educate them on important local history. Junior Heritage Advisory Board members for 2021 include John Denton, Duncan Knopf, Evie Knopf, and Jackson Rowley. Thank you to this outstanding group of young people for their dedication and support of the Heritage Foundation. It's great to see our youth interested in preservation and history, and we are excited about the future of this program. I don't know if we're excited as they are, we are, but they're super excited. They're actually getting ready to release a video very soon, and we hope that you all will stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Meg. It's a great honor for me to share with you tonight the Heritage Foundation's year in review. I'm extremely proud of the many accomplishments we've achieved together against our strategic plan. All of this would not be possible without our talented staff. The entire Heritage Foundation team across all of our divisions is a dedicated and hardworking group, and I appreciate all they do to support the foundation and our community. I could not be more proud of the accomplishments and resiliency of this team and our growing community of supporters during what has been one of the most rewarding and challenging years in our history. We strengthened our organization. We elevated our brand awareness. We increased thought leadership in preservation and education. We broke attendance records at festivals and events. We celebrated one of the most successful Heritage Balls ever. We rallied the community to keep it going. As a team, we realized significant milestones against ambitious strategic goals. Thank you, team. As a key strategic initiative for 2020, we strengthened our overall organizational structure to become a more united force to accomplish our mission. This restructure supports a shared services model, and it allows the Heritage Foundation to provide enhanced strategic oversight and meaningful partnerships to each of our business divisions. As a result, we're creating greater synergies, economies of scale, operational efficiencies and processes. a broader brand platform, and streamlined development and fundraising initiatives. We are also better prepared for future growth opportunities. Now, I'd like to celebrate highlights of the foundation and the work of our teams, board, volunteers, supporters, and the greater community at large. This past year, we embarked on an ambitious strategic plan and remained steady in our mission and our momentum during an unprecedented time of a global pandemic. Working toward a common purpose, the foundation developed individual mission statements, goals, and strategies across each team and division to create a clear roadmap and milestones to achievement. We are so proud of the accomplishments in preservation, education, events and festivals, community engagement, financial stewardship, and our 3 high-profile operating divisions. Our mission for preservation and education is to protect and preserve the architectural, geographic, and cultural heritage of Williamson County, promoting the ongoing economic revitalization of downtown Franklin in the context of historic preservation, and provide exceptional educational opportunities for our youth. We're proud to celebrate many milestones toward this mission over the past year. The Foundation's annual Preservation Symposium continues to bring nationally renowned speakers on the impact of preservation to our community. This past year, we were honored to host keynote speakers Donovan Ripkema, the principal of Place Economics in Washington, D.C., and Patrice Fry, president and CEO of the National Main Street Center. These 2 experts, along with a panel of notable local and state preservation leaders, led lively discussion on practical preservation at the 2nd Annual Preservation Symposium in June of 2019. The 3rd Annual Preservation Symposium will mark the Foundation's first virtual symposium on June 26th, and it will feature keynote speaker Tom Mays with the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Now I'd like to invite Meg to tell you more about our historic education programs.
The Warwick Lecture Series launched this past February in recognition of Williamson County historian Rick Warwick and his prolific works on the people and places of Williamson County. The inaugural event featured speaker Ben Nance, State Archaeologist Supervisor with the Tennessee Division of Archaeology, and the series will continue throughout 2020. During the coronavirus pandemic and stay-at-home orders, the Heritage Foundation has been charting new territory to preserve history in the making. A virtual pandemic online time capsule was launched for locals to journal and share personal stories of life in Williamson County during this unprecedented period. Stories that will be preserved and shared for generations to come. Online educational resources, children's activities, and virtual historical architectural tour guides were also launched to support families staying at home. Digital architectural historic walking tour guides on the African American experience, Native peoples of Williamson County, and Williamson County's Civil War home front, as well as an expanded library of online educational resources, are currently in development. For the past 30 years, the Foundation's Heritage Classroom has offered free Williamson County historic resources to support educators through in-class programs, virtual programs, and even on-site field trips. New classroom traveling trunks on family life on the frontier and imagining the Industrial Revolution are currently in development. Designed to match the Tennessee curriculum standards in social studies for grades 4 and 5, the Heritage Classroom traveling trunks will be paired with additional online content for educators, and they'll be ready for classroom activations for the 2021 school year.
Education and preservation are only part of the Heritage Foundation's work in our community. We are equally committed to uniting our local community and visitors in cultural celebration. The Foundation's 4 signature events not only capture the vibrant spirit and the rich heritage of our community, this past year they also raised $1.5 million in funds for the Foundation's work and showcased the importance and the impact of historic preservation. The annual Heritage Ball was perhaps one of the most successful, elegant, and memorable in our history, with more than 900 guests, 13 times increase in donations, 27% growth in corporate sponsors, and a 39% increase in total funds raised. What remains the largest running black tie event in Williamson County, the Foundation's 46th Annual Heritage Ball marked new milestones in elegant design, entertainment, and fundraising success. Chaired by Senator Bill and Tracy Frist, with presenting sponsor Pinnacle Financial Partners and renowned event designer Amos Scott, this glamorous event featured celebrity host Kix Brooks, multicultural entertainment vignettes, a surprise appearance by Nashville's country music queen, Reba McEntire, and months of planning and events that engaged the community. In celebration of Franklin's 220th birthday, the 2019 Pumpkin Fest attracted more than 35,000 visitors to Main Street, and it continues to represent the largest fall festival in Middle Tennessee. The 2019 Pumpkin Fest featured craft and community vendors and live music and entertainment on two stages hosted by prominent radio personalities Buzz Branyard, SiriusXM's The Highway, and Sean Parr, Nash Nights Live. Drawing visitors from around the country, Dickens of a Christmas continues to reign as Middle Tennessee's largest outdoor Christmas festival. Last year's festival broke records with more than 130,000 attendants, the first Victorian Village Main Street activation, and one of the most successful retail weekends for local merchants. In compliance with health guidelines and concerns for public safety during the coronavirus pandemic, the 37th Annual Main Street Festival, which draws about 100,000 visitors to downtown Franklin, was moved to July 18th and 19th, 2020. Now Meg will share some of the accomplishments in community and brand engagement.
2019 marked an exceptional year in growth from community citizens donating their time, talents, and resources to enhance the Foundation's programs. Volunteers contributed more than 2,600 hours at the Franklin Theater, 1,650 hours at the Foundation's headquarters office, 800 hours on Foundation festivals and events, and more than 1,000 hours by our Franklin locals, the Downtown Concierge Volunteers for the Downtown Franklin Association. These tireless volunteers help our team bring every project to a higher level and serve as the heart, hands, and feet of our organization across the community. We celebrate their passion, selflessness, and support. Heritage Foundation members represent all ages and backgrounds. They join as individuals, families, and businesses and engage on a variety of levels. While most of our members live in Williamson County and many have continued their membership support for years, our membership base spans the country. Over the past year, Foundation members also enjoyed many members-only exclusive events, including a movie night right here at the Franklin Theater, lectures by County Historian Rick Warwick, members-only historic home tours, which are always a favorite, and an annual cornhole tournament in historic Leapers Fork, and much more. All membership fees provide unrestricted funding for operations and programs of the Heritage Foundation. We're extremely grateful and stay committed to growing and engaging our membership base with our mission. When you think of the Heritage Foundation, we hope you think of advocacy, education, and thought leadership in historic preservation and saving the places and stories that matter most to all of us. We also hope you think of world-class movies and entertainment at the Franklin Theater, shopping local merchants and enjoying restaurants along America's favorite Main Street, and celebrating with friends and families at the county's largest black tie affair and outdoor community festivals. The stories of the Foundation's work throughout Williamson County are diverse and dynamic, as are the ways that our community participates and supports us. We continue to enhance and build awareness for a holistic brand strategy that connects all of our work and our divisions to current and future supporters. A brand that expands our reach to more diverse and culturally rich audiences, and a brand that we can build on for years to come. When the world seemed to freeze frame in light of the global pandemic in March of this year, the Foundation brand team stepped up to reassure our community that we were still hard at work keeping our mission going. The Foundation's first cross-divisional brand marketing campaign was launched to rally public support during this unprecedented season, pulling back the curtain to spotlight every team and division as we worked from home, virtually, or even safely social distanced like we are today. Keep It Going highlighted past accomplishments and current work underway throughout weekly blogs, e-blasts, videos, newsletters, and social media posts across all our owned assets of the Foundation, the Franklin Theater, and the Downtown Franklin Association. The community rallied with support and encouragement among residents, merchants, and civic leaders alike, reflecting the resiliency and spirit of Williamson County. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jacqueline.
We're the Ledbetters. After being away from Tennessee for nearly 20 years, Jack and I decided to move to Franklin in 2014.
And we chose Franklin because we wanted to live in a city that was rich in history and where people were proud of and cared about their community.
Soon after landing, we discovered the Heritage Foundation, and we quickly found out that they embodied both of those principles. We knew it was something that we wanted to be involved in.
And we immediately jumped in by donating our time and resources, by volunteering at festivals, and giving to support the causes that we believed in.
Yep.
It's been a very rewarding experience.
The bottom line is that Franklin was going to be our forever home. We wanted to help make it the best that it could be, and we felt that the Heritage Foundation would be the one to lead the charge in making that happen. Historic preservation is something that's very important to us, and it's something that we truly believe in.
And we've made so many friends and met so many wonderful people. The Heritage Foundation has made a difference in our lives and is continuing to make a difference in Franklin and in Williamson County.
Yep. For example, we drive by Franklin Grove nearly every day, so we're going to be really, really excited to see that project come to fruition.
Please join us and help support the Heritage Foundation.
Let's keep it going. She said keep it moving. Jacqueline wants to keep it moving. I want to keep it going.
Let's do both.
The annual fund is key to the sustainability and continuity of the foundation as it demonstrates the community's engagement through philanthropic support. An important component is the Leadership Society, consisting of donors giving unrestricted gifts of $1,000 or more. Gifts to the annual fund help close that gap between our operating expenses and funds raised from events, sponsorships, memberships, and other sources. 2019 was an amazing year of growth, nearly doubling the amount raised over 2018. Corporate partnerships also grew dramatically in 2019, securing more than $750,000 from more than 70 sponsors for our festivals and our events. We're so grateful to the community for the incredible gifts and the support of our mission. Our Downtown Franklin Association division continues to preserve America's favorite Main Street. Under the leadership of Executive Director Jill Bergen, we've secured reaccreditation by the National Main Street Program, provided promotional support for local retailers, and worked with health and government officials to navigate downtown Franklin through the impact of this pandemic. I'd now like to introduce Jill Bergen to tell you about milestones from the Downtown Franklin Association over the past year. Thank you, Barry. The mission of the Downtown Franklin Association is to revitalize historic downtown Franklin in the context of historic preservation and to make our historic downtown commercial district a business and leisure destination for locals and visitors. Over the past year, the DFA has strengthened organizational processes, communications, marketing and promotions, government relations, and membership program benefits. Today, the DFA serves as a trusted clearinghouse and advocacy partner for downtown businesses to ensure that our historic downtown commercial district remains America's favorite Main Street. I'd like to recognize our DFA Advisory Board members and thank them for their time and commitment over the past year. Our Board Chair, Brian Doleshell. Promotions Chair, Becky Bauer. Design Chair, John Bond. Economic Vitality Chairs, Kimberly Elder and Rob Hebert. Vice Chair, Emily Marshall. Organization Chair, Ryan McKinney. Treasurer, Brian Moyer. And Secretary, Lauren Ward. Thank you all so much for your willingness to serve. Next, I would like to recognize another division of the Heritage Foundation and the jewel of the downtown Main Street, the Franklin Theater. As the theater's new executive director, Paul Couch brings extensive entertainment experience to the theater, including work with Dollywood and the Ryman Auditorium, and we are honored to have him on our team. Under Paul's leadership, we've celebrated the theater's successful holiday movie season, unveiled a new live performance series, launched a revamped 1937 club, and unfortunately had to close the theater's doors to the public for the second time in its long history due to the pandemic. Thanks to Paul's extraordinary leadership and the commitment of the entire theater team, the division marked attendance milestones and increased profits in 2019, reopened to the public June 12th, and has successfully rescheduled 98% of the spring programming to offer one of the most exciting fall performance lineups in history. Please welcome Paul Couch.
Good evening, and thank you, Barry. The mission of the Franklin Theater is to provide world-class performing arts experiences to diverse Williamson County residents and visitors, and to be a platform for local philanthropic engagement and education while providing unparalleled guest service. We're excited about the launch of our new performing arts season this fall, which will bring a new level of diversity, variety, and virtuosity to the theater's entertainment lineup. I also want to celebrate some accomplishments from the past year. We inspired over 66,000 guests to fill these seats time and time again. They came for theater-presented events, which includes the 10,000 people who attended our holiday movies, the best in our history, as well as the 22,000 guests who attended the 88 days of rental events the theater hosted. And for those who are keeping score, we presented 90 live performances during the course of the year. Thanks to the support of the community and the hard work of our staff, we realized a 32% increase in total revenue from concerts and an 11% net increase in assets. We are committed to keeping it going as we transition back to full public access. Thank you.
The third division of the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County represents the largest preservation project in our foundation's history and perhaps one of the most exciting. The 5-acre campus of Franklin Grove Estate and Gardens is rapidly progressing from being just a vision to becoming one of the city's most diverse and inspiring attractions and a focus of community, cultural, and educational offerings. This year, we will celebrate the relocation of the historic Lee Buckner Rosenwald School to the campus and the opening of the Lehue Mansion as the new Williamson Inc. Center for Innovation, as our nationally acclaimed architect and design team progress the master planning and we continue to engage community support. The Heritage Foundation's consolidated operating revenue, including its divisions, Franklin Theater, Downtown Franklin Association, and Franklin Grove, totaled $7.6 million for the year of January 1 through December 31st, 2019. Expenses for the same period totaled $4.8 million, with an increase in net assets of $2.8 million. This strong financial position at the end of 2019 set the organization up well for pursuing ambitious 2020 strategic plan goals, growth, and expansion. We are committed to being responsible stewards of the funds supporting our work, and we're so thankful for the opportunity to achieve major milestones toward our greater mission. I want to celebrate and thank all our teams, boards, partners, and supporters for these milestones that we've accomplished over this past year, despite unprecedented circumstances. I would like to close by announcing an exciting new initiative for the Foundation that will exponentially grow our presence and thought leadership in historic preservation in our community and around the country. I'm so pleased to announce that in partnership with the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the Heritage Foundation of Williamson County has been invited to serve as a national thought leader on historic preservation, development, and fundraising. The Trust will be hosting a virtual event in late summer featuring the Heritage Foundation team leading a best practice training on development, and we will be participating as a follow-up at their national conference in October. What an honor for our team and our community to be recognized on a national level for our commitment to saving places and stories that matter most. As we close, I want to recognize and thank the City of Franklin, the Williamson County government, the Nolensville Historical Society, the African American Heritage Society, Williamson Inc., Visit Franklin, Rick Warwick, corporate sponsors, donors, and our many community partners. You all make such a difference. The theme, Keep It Going, couldn't ring truer than it does for this past year. The resourcefulness, compassion, strength, and courage of the entire community that supports our mission has been magnified tenfold this year. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank all of you, our members. The Heritage Foundation is able to pursue and achieve its mission due to you. We celebrate and honor you for your membership, your financial support, and the amazing number of hours that you volunteer with cheerful hearts to help ensure Williamson County is the special place that we call home. Thank you all for celebrating with us tonight. Good night.